Hello everyone, this is Teacher Marge and welcome to another maths video lesson. In this video, I will try my best to discuss with you the concept presented, and along the way, I will give some tips plus do's and don'ts, yung mga bagay na dapat ninyong gawin at yung mga bagay na hindi dapat ninyo ginagawa at iiwasan ninyo para maiwasan din ninyo magkamali kapag kayo ay nag-compute o kaya kayo ay gumagawa ng mga math exercises ninyo. I do hope na after watching this video, you would appreciate your maths more than you do before. Okay? So please do consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell so you would get updates whether I have already uploaded new math lessons or math video lessons. Plus, I would greatly appreciate it also if you give this video a thumbs up, and comments are also welcome. So without further ado, let's begin our lesson for today. Okay, in this video, we'll have multiplication of decimals. Paano ba mag-multiply ng decimals? Mahirap bang mag-multiply ng decimals? Well, actually, hindi mahirap mag-multiply ng decimals. Tatandaan ninyo, sa math kasi, meron tayong tinatawag na mga prerequisite skills. Okay? Kung hindi yan basic skill, ibig sabihin, hindi siya yung mga hindi siya yung mga nauunang skills ninyo, kumbaga, meron laging prerequisite skills. Pagdating sa multiplication of decimals, meron ang mga prerequisite skills na kailangan ninyo. Unang-una ay dapat marunong na kayong mag-multiply ng whole numbers. Pangalawa, dapat alam ninyong i-identify yung mga decimal digits. Nasaan ba ang decimal digits? Bakit? Kasi yung dalawang yon ang kakailanganin ninyo para magkaroon kayo ng tamang sagot or so that you can arrive at the correct product in the end. So, tatandaan ha, dalawa. Dapat, una, marunong na kayong mag-multiply ng whole numbers. Pangalawa, alam ninyong i-identify yung mga decimal digits. Okay? So, as a start, let's have 413 times 25. So, let's multiply 413 times 25. 4, 1, 3 times 25. Okay, starting off with digit 5. 5 times 3, 15. 31. 5 times 1, that's 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 times 4, that's 20. So we have 2065, first partial product. Then we move on to our next digit. 2 times 3, that's 6. 2 times 1, that's 2. And then 2 times 4 is 8. So we have 826. Just a second partial products natin. Let's add these two. We'll have 5. 12, regroup 1, then we have 3, 2 plus 8 is 10. So, 413 times 25 is 10,325. Ma'am, bakit po whole numbers yan? Di ba nga multiplication of decimals ang ating topic? Well, actually, kagaya nga ng sinabi ko sa inyo, ang prerequisite kasi kailangan marunong kayo mag-multiply ng whole numbers. So, kung walang problema sa pag-multiply ninyo ng whole numbers, madali na sa inyong gawin yung pangalawa, yung pag-identify ng decimal digits. Kasi yun ang magkakaroon ng malaking effect doon sa product ninyo. So, since we have now 413 times 25, 413 times 25, both are whole numbers, we have our product also as a whole number, 10,325. This time, let's have one of the factors containing one decimal digit. Okay? So, we'll have 41. And 3/10 times 25. So, mababago ba yung digits natin doon sa ating product? Syempre, hindi. Kasi 413 din naman yan at saka 25. So, matik yung ating sagot will also contain the same set of digits in the same order. So, we have 1, 0, 3, 2, and then 5. Okay. So, dito na ngayon papasok yung second skill ninyo. Ang second skill na dyan, yung pag-identify ng decimal digit. Ma'am, nasan nga po uli ang decimal digit? Okay, ang decimal digit ay yung nasa kanan ng decimal point. So, kung yung decimal point natin ay nasa pagitan in between 1 and 3, our decimal digit should be to the right. Nasa kanan ng decimal point. So, in this case, it would be 3. So, yung digit 3 ang ating decimal digit. So, anong effect niyan dun sa product natin? So, tignan nyo ha. Tignan niyo. I have here one decimal digit, which is 3. Anong mangyayari dun sa sagot? Siyempre, magkakaroon din dapat siya ng decimal point. And the decimal point will be placed in between 2 and 5. Okay? Ilan ang decimal digit natin ngayon dun sa product? Isa. Yung 5. Okay? So, kagaya ng sinabi ko, you need 2 skills. Multiplying whole numbers and identifying decimal digits. Okay? Let's have the third example. Using the same set of digits in the factors in the same order. So, 4, 1, 3 at saka 2, 5 pa rin. This time, we'll have 4 and 1300 times 25. Of course, yung product natin, yun pa rin ang mga digits niya. 1, 0, 3, 2, and then 5. Okay? So, nasan na ngayon ang decimal point sa product? Balikan natin yung factors. Let's identify the decimal digits in our factor. So, yung 25, wala siya. So, whole number yan, walang decimal digits. Doon tayo sa 4.13. Ang decimal digits natin, yung nasa kanan ng decimal point. Kanan ng decimal point. So, it's 1 and 3. So, ilan? Dalawa. Ibig sabihin, ang decimal point natin, doon sa product natin, should be in between 3 and 2. Okay? Ilan ang decimal digits ng product natin? Dalawa rin. Okay? So, dalawa rin. So, dapat by now, medyo nakikita na ninyo kung anong effect ng mga decimal digits sa factors dun sa required decimal digits sa product. Let's have the fourth one. Suppose we have 4.13 times 2.5. Okay? 4.13 times 2.5. Again, we still use the same set of digits in the factors in the same order. Ibig sabihin, yung sagot natin, ganon din yung mga digits niya. 1, 0, 3, 2, and 5. Nasaan ngayon ang decimal point? Sige, hulaan nyo muna. Nasaan ang decimal point? So, i-identify natin yung decimal digits dun sa factors. Sa una natin, we have 1 and 3. Dun sa second factor natin, we now have 5. So, ilan ang required decimal digits dun sa product natin? Okay. So, ilan? 3 yan. Dapat dito, 3 rin. So, nasaan ngayon ang decimal point? The decimal point should be in between 0 and 3. Okay, so, kuha, isa pa. Suppose we have 0.413 times 0.25. 413 thousandths times 25 hundredths. So, ilan yon? So, syempre, yun pa rin ang digits natin kasi yun pa rin naman yung minumultiply natin. So, we write down 1, 0, 3, 2, and then 5. Kasi pa. Okay, 1, 0, 3, 2, and 5. Then, we count now the number of decimal digits in our product. So, let's do this. 4, 1, and 3. So, tatlo na. Then, we have 2 and 5. 5 na. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal digits in all. That means the required number of decimal digits in your product should also be 5. So, we count that from right going to the left. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So, nasaan ngayon ang decimal point sa ating sagot? It will be before 1. And to write the number properly and to tell everyone that you do not have a whole number, we use 0 as a placeholder sa whole number part. So, ganyan yung kalalabasan na nung sagot natin. 413 thousandths times 25 hundredths is equal to 10,325 hundred thousandths. So, kita nyo? Ang nagiging epekto lang yan, yung placement ng decimal point sa dulo. Hindi ko mo dalawa yung decimal point dyan, dalawa din dapat ang decimal point. Okay? Una, bawal yon. Bawal magkaroon ng dalawang decimal point sa iisang number. You only use it once. Okay? Yung decimal point sa iisang number. For a particular number. Hindi po pwedeng yung isang number, dalawa yung decimal point ninyo. Dapat, isa lang lagi. Okay? Kasi ang decimal point is used to separate the whole number part from the decimal number part do sa place value chart. Okay? So let's now have an example wherein we are going to actually multiply decimal numbers. Okay? So suppose you are asked to multiply 8 and 75 hundredths times 1 and 3 tenths. Okay, 8 and 75 hundredths times 1 and 3 tenths. Okay? So, paano natin gagawin yan? We write these numbers in column. So, 8.75 times 1.3. Oh, again, when you multiply decimals, it is more convenient kung you do it in column. Mas madali kasi yung placement unang-una ng place value. Okay? Ng bawat digit. Pangalawa, natatandaan ninyo, when you are multiplying decimals, it's not a big deal not to align the decimal points when you are multiplying. Kailangan, basta naka-column yung mga digits, okay na yon. Hindi na masyadong issue, hindi malaking issue kung yung decimal points niyan ay hindi aligned. Pero sa addition at saka subtraction, batas yun. Hindi nyo dapat labagin na i-align ang mga decimal points. But if you wish to align the decimal points when you are multiplying, kung mas convenient, mas sanay kayo sa ganon, walang problema doon. Kasi ang importante doon, ma-multiply ninyo yung mga numbers ng tama. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start off first with our first digit sa multiplier natin from the right, which is 3. So 3 times 5, that's 15, 31. Okay, 3 times 7, that's 21, plus 1 is 22. the group 2. And then we have 3 times 8, that's 24, plus 2 is 26. Okay? Then we move on now to our next digit, 1. So 1 times 5, that's 5. 1 times 7, 7. 1 times 8 is 8. Okay? So we're done with our partial products. Wala na, i-multiply na natin lahat ng digits sa ating multiplier. Then we can now add the partial products. We have 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. 6 plus 7 is 13. The group 1. 1 plus 2 plus 8 is 11. Ma'am, bakit po wala kayong decimal point dun sa 2625 at saka sa 875? Actually, pag nagmumultiply kayo ng decimals, huwag nyo munang isasama ang decimal points kapag kinukuha ninyo yung mga partial products. Wala pa muna yan. Kasi ang placement ng decimal point sa product, sa huli ninyo ginagawa. Pag na-i-add na ninyo yung mga partial products at nagkaroon na kayo nung huling product ninyo, yung final product ninyo, pag lumabas na yan, then that's the time you have to place the decimal point. Okay? So, paano na natin ngayon ilalagay ang decimal point? I-identify natin yung mga decimal digits. Sa 875, we have 7 and 5. Okay? So, how many decimal digits are there? We have here 2 decimal digits. Okay? In our second factor, 1.3, we have 3 as the decimal digit. So that means we only have 1 decimal digit. O, anong gagawin natin dyan? So, ang gagawin ninyo dyan sa dalawang yan, i-add ninyo. Okay? I-add ninyo. 2 plus 1, that would be 3. So, sa product natin, we are required to have 3 decimal digits. Dapat 3 yung ating decimal digits dun sa ating final product. And how do we do that? We identify these required 3 decimal digits starting from the rightmost digit going to the left. So, rightmost muna tayo. Okay, so 3 yan. That means we have to count 3. 1, 2, and 3. So, our decimal point will be placed in between 1 and 3. Kasi nga, 3 yung required nating decimal digits. Kailangan meron tayong 3 decimal digits. So, what is 8 and 75 hundredths times 1 and 3 tenths? That would be 11 and 375 thousandths. So, that's how you multiply decimals. Kung multiply kayo na parang whole number and then you count the decimal digits in the factors. You add them, that will be your required decimal digits in your product. Okay, let's have another one. Okay, so suppose we have 273 thousandths times 9 and 8 tenths. Okay. 273 thousandths times 9 and 8 tenths. So we write these two in column. We have 0.273 times 9.8. Okay? Let's multiply now. Starting with our digit 8, yung first digit sa kanan. Okay. 8 times 3, that's 24. The group 2, or carry 2. 8 times 7, that's 56. Plus 2 is 58. The group 5. And then we have 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16. plus 5 is 21. So we're done with digit 8. Let's move now to digit 9. But before we do that, cross out muna natin yung ating regroup, yung first line ng regrouping natin para hindi tayo malito. Okay? Para hindi kayo malito. Kasi may pagkakataon, baka mailagay ninyo yung isa doon sa unahan, nako, disaster yon. Okay? Sa computation ninyo. Magkakamali kayo doon. Okay? So let's now move on to our next digit, 9. 9 times 3, that's 27. So, sa baba ni 9 yung sulat natin. Regroup 2. 9 times 7, that's 63. Plus 2 is 65. Regroup 6. 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 6 is 24. Let's add our partial products. We have 4, 15. Regroup 1. That's 7, and then 6, and then 2. So the digits for our product is 2, 6, 7, 5, and 4. Now let's determine the required number of decimal digits. Kunin natin yung required decimal digits sa ating dalawang, manggagaling yun doon sa dalawa nating factors. So 273 thousands have 3 decimal digits. Mula sa decimal point, papunta kayo sa kanan, lahat ng digit na nasa kanan, decimal digits. So, 273, tatlo yon. We have 3 decimal digits. And in our second factor, 9.8, we only have 8 as the decimal digit. So, we have 1 decimal digit in our second factor. That means when we add these two, 3 plus 1 will have 4 decimal digits in our product. Ang required natin ay 4 na decimal digits. So we start from the right, going to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our decimal point should be placed in between 2 and 6. So what is 273 thousandths times 9 and 8 tenths? It is 2 and 6,754 10 thousandths. Okay. Check natin ulit. Decimal digits 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, tama yung ating placement ng decimal point. Okay, pag nagko-compute kayo, ma'am, kailangan po ba lahat yan isulat ninyo? Well, kaya ako sinulat to para makita ninyo. Okay, maidetalya natin yung binibilang natin. Pero pag nagko-compute kayo, unless ni-require kayo ng teacher ninyong isulat yan, gagawin ninyo. Pero kung hindi naman, pwede na mawala itong blue part. So, yung naka-blue ink natin, kahit wala na yan. So, you do it mentally. So, mag-multiply kayo as full numbers, then you count how many in all are the decimal digits in all of your products, then that will be your required decimal digits in the product. Okay? So, ma'am, paano po kapag 3 na o kaya 4 na? Same thing. You multiply all the numbers and then you count how many decimal digits are there in all. Okay? So, as a last example, let's try to have 4 decimal numbers to multiply para maipakita natin yan. Let's have 1 and 25 hundredths times 3 tenths times 2 and 2 and 8 tenths times 47 hundredths. Okay, so 4, 4. 1.25, 0.3, 2.8, at saka 0.47. So, papaano ang gagawin natin yan? Siyempre, hindi nyo naman imumultiply yung apat na yan ng sabay-sabay, di ba? Sa calculator pwede, pero sa atin hindi. Okay? Why? Kasi multiplication is by operational. Ginagawa natin yan two numbers at a time. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, let's start off with our first two factors muna. Yung 1.25 and 0.3. Okay, so let's have this now. 1.25. Kasi ko lang isulat ha. So we have 1.25 times 0.3. Okay? So we have 3 times 5. That's 15. 31. 3 times 2. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1, that's 7. And then 3 times 1 is 3. So we're done with our two factors. Let's now have our third factor, yung 2.8. So we have 2.8 multiplied to 375. Ma'am, bakit po walang decimal point yung 375? Tapos na tayo mag-multiply. Huwag muna, kasi hindi pa yan yung ating last product. So, hanggat hindi pa tayo tapos gamitin lahat ng factors, huwag muna kayong maglagay ng decimal point dun sa product na na-obtain natin. Okay? So, nandun pa lang tayo sa pangatlo, 2.8. Let's do this. We have 8 times 5. 5. Sud natin. 8 times 5, that's 40. The group 4. 8 times 7, that's 56. Plus 4 is 60. The group 6. 8 times 3, that's 24. Plus 6 is 30. Okay? So, 375 times 8 is 3,000. Next, digit 2. Okay, burahin muna natin yan para hindi nakakalito. 2 times 5, that's 10. Regroup 1. And then 2 times 7, 14. Plus 1, 15. Regroup 1. And then 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1, 7. Then we add the partial products we have. We have 0, 0, 5, and then 10. Okay, kulang na tayo sa espasyo doon. Kopyahin lang natin yan dito. Tuloy natin dito yan. So we have 1, 0, 5, 0, 0. Okay. Times our last factor, 0.47. Okay? Wala muna tayong gagamitin mga shortcut na techniques. Okay? Doon na muna tayo sa long method. Kasi yung mga shortcut techniques yun, there are underlying concepts sa mga shortcut na yon. So, dito mag-focus muna tayo dun sa long method. Okay, let's do this. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 0, the second 0 is also 0. 7 times 5 is 35. Regroup 3. 7 times 0 is 0 plus 3, 3. And 7 times 1 is 7. Okay, next, we have the next digit 4, but before we do that, we cross out our regroup digits on top. So let's move on now with our second digit, 4. So 4 times the first 0 to the right is 0, sa baba lang niya. 4 times second 0 is also 0. 4 times 5 is 20. Regroup 2. 4 times 0 is 0 plus 2. That would be 2. And then 4 times 1 is 4. Yung 0 na nasa unahan, hindi na natin i-multiply kasi nga lahat naman ng lalabas yan, puro 0. So, nagtipid-tipid din pag may time. Let's add now the partial products from the right going to the left. So, we have 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 0 is 5, 3 plus 0 is 3, 7 times 2 is 9, and then we have 4. Okay. So, yan ngayon yung lumabas na ating partial products. Ay, partial product na final product. Pero, hindi pa tayo tapos. Okay? Ilalagay natin ang decimal point dun sa ating na-obtain na product. So, let's have our first factor, 1.25. So, sa dalawa, ginuguhitan ko para madali makita, ha. Sa second factor natin, yung 3. Sa third factor natin, 8. At sa last factor natin, 4 and 7. Pero kung nalilito kayo dyan, pwede naman kayo magbilang dun sa taas. Okay? Sa taas, pwede. So, bilang tayo. 1. Ay, sorry. Kita. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So, since there are 6 decimal digits in our factors, there should also be 6 required decimal digits in the product. From the right, going to the left. So, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ibig sabihin, nasaan ngayon ang decimal point natin? Ang decimal point natin ay nasa unahan ng 4. And then we add 0 in the whole number part to write the product properly. Okay, so anong pinalabasan ng ating sagot? Linisin lang muna natin yan. Okay, huwag nating burahin yung ating sagot doon. Para makopya natin, we have 0.49350. So let's look back. Let's recount. Baka mali tayo ng bilang. Bilangin uli natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 decimal digits in the factors in all. So that means there should also be 6 decimal digits which is required doon sa ating final product. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So yung decimal point natin is before 4. Naglagay lang tayo ng 0 as a placeholder. So everyone will know that we do not have a whole number 5. Okay? Now, excuse. What about our answer? Take note. Okay, take note. There are 2 zeros at the end. Dalawa yung 0 natin sa kanan. Sa dulong kanan natin, ha, sa right side. Sa right side ang tingin. Kapag sa rightmost part ng inyong sagot na decimal digits na. Okay, so ganito, ha. Pag may decimal point, lahat na nasa kanan niya ay decimal digit. So, kapag meron kayong 0 or zeros sa decimal digits at yung mga zeros na yon ay nasa dulong kanan, nasa rightmost part, or sila yung mga rightmost decimal digits, you can drop them. And by doing so, you do not change the value of your product. So, yung ating 493,500 millions can be, can be 0.4935 or 4,935 10,000. So, pareho lang yan. Mas simplified na nga lang yung ating pangalawa nung dinrap natin yung rightmost zeros dun sa ating decimal digits. And that does not change the product at all, or the value of the product at all. Pero kung yung 0 nasa pagitan ng mga non-zero digits, huwag niyong i-drop yon. Bawal yon. Or, kung yung 0 ay nasa pagitan ng decimal point at isang non-zero digit, hindi pwede. So, dapat yon nasa rightmost sila. Rightmost decimal digits, which are zeros, can be dropped. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng tanggalin sa inyong sa pagkakasulat. Okay? So, I hope you learn something from this video, from this lesson video. And hopefully, I'd see you, or you see me, or you watch more of my math video lessons in the future. So goodbye for now, and God bless. See you.